I'm Tina Burback from Greenland Garden Center, and today we're going to discuss various fresh greens that you can use inside and out to decorate your home. There's several different greens available, so today we're going to talk about all of the different ones you can use, which are longer lasting, which are more fragrant. So first and foremost, the most popular Christmas green of all, cedar. Most of us are familiar with this, growing as big, beautiful shrubs in either our backyards or especially throughout British Columbia and the western areas. Cedar is by far the longest lasting green you can use. Very flexible and very easy to work with, especially if you're a beginner when doing some fresh green designs. It has a little bit of fragrance. It will benefit, like most greens, from keeping it misted if it's outdoors, or if you use an anti-desiccant spray to protect it, which we'll talk about a little bit at the end of the clip. The second most popular green, which is used a lot, is this beautiful white pine. It's got a beautiful blue-green hue to it, very long needle, very elegant look when you're using it in designs. Hemlock, also very popular, very ferny look to it and a beautiful contrast color on the back side. When you're designing with it, be sure to twist and turn the leaves and the stems as you use it in arrangements, and so you'll get that contrast in texture, but a beautiful ferny look, quite fragrant itself. Most of you are familiar with the popular Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Well, that is a Douglas fir, and that's what this green is right here. Kind of a beautiful apple green color and a very soft texture to it, unlike most pines or firs that you'll work with. Very easy to design with because of its flexibility, and holds its fragrance and its needles for a very long time. Really good for use inside and out. One of my absolute favorites is balsam fir or silver fir. Both look quite similar with a dark front to them and this great silver back to them. They have a very strong citrus fragrance, so they add a lot of fragrance indoors, and outdoors they hold up to winter temperatures quite well. So if you're looking for a very durable green for outdoors, this is a great one. Their strong, stiff branches are good for in arrangements or drop-ins outside, but they also make an absolute beautiful swag. You can just use this and take some cedar and layer it on top, add a bow, and you're ready for a great durable swag to hang out outside under your lights. Even more flexible than cedar and other greens is the Incense Cedar. What we love about this one is it's absolutely perfect for draping over the edges of a planter. It has really good flexibility, but also these decorative little tips on them, hence the name gold tip. Like most cedar, it is very long lasting and keeps its fragrance for quite some time. It comes in short stems, so it's actually great for filling in and around other greens, or again for draping over the edges of the pots. New to us at Greenland this year is Lodgepole Pine. Now, of course, this is one of our native trees in Alberta, in the forest, and it is just like the white pine, very long and elegant, and it has these great pine cones on them, so it adds that natural touch to any of your arrangements. Would look wonderful mixed with some natural birch stems inside a planter. Very durable, very long lasting. Its durability comes from the fact that it is a native, so it would be great outdoors and would last well into the month of February. Now that we've covered some of our basic greens that we use indoors and out for fresh greens design, I'd like to show you just a few of the more unique greens that we carry at Greenland. One of my favorites is the Carolina Sapphire Cypress. It has this wonderful bluish green texture to it, contrasts very nicely with other greens. What's very impressive about the Carolina Sapphire is its height. It can stand alone in a very large vase, or it can be mixed in with other arrangements or just some branches. It has a wonderful texture to it, kind of a juniper scent to it, so it will add fragrance to a room very easily. Another very impressive green that has great height to it is the long needle pine. So it may look a little bit similar to the white pine or the lodgepole pine, but very elegant, long needles, kind of reminiscent to us Albertans of a beautiful Scots pine. So what we would use this for mostly is for just sticking in and around other greens, but it can also stand alone in a vase. A great green for here is the buried cedar. Very durable. What I love about it is it has this great earthy scent. So it's wonderful in smaller rooms, such as a powder room. Again, very soft texture, so it can be mixed in with other greens for great contrast. This would mix beautifully with things like balsam fir, and it will have these wonderfully colored bluish green balls on it for decoration that will hang on as long as the greens are kept hydrated in a vase or misted with some water. The last unique green I wanted to show you is not an evergreen at all, really, but what it is Magnolia. Of course, this is harvested in BC and some eastern provinces, and though it grows in very large shrubs there, here in Alberta we don't tend to have any hardy magnolia to use. So we bring it in for the holiday season. What we love about this is it has this very glossy leaf, but in contrast to that is a wonderfully velvety side to it for contrast. Great in your natural designs mixed with whites and birches and pine cones for a truly unique kind of lodge style look. Though we love to use magnolia in our designs here in Alberta, it does look its best when used indoors. If you choose to use magnolia outdoors, with our freeze and thaw temperatures, you may experience a little bit of blackening of the leaves. So an alternative for you would be to use what we call our faux or our fake magnolia. It looks very similar, really nice, large, glossy green leaf. The backing of it is very velvety, just slightly tan compared to the brown of the natural magnolia, but a great option and an inexpensive option when you consider you can use it from year to year. So we've talked a lot about different kinds of greens to use indoors and out. Whether you are displaying them inside or outside, we do recommend that you apply an anti-desiccant to your fresh greens to keep them looking their freshest, longest throughout the holiday season. A product that we recommend often is a product called Wilt-Proof. What Wilt-Proof does is creates a wonderful layer on top of the foliage, prevents it from drying out, whether it's drying out from lack of humidity or from wind exposure or sun exposure. Wilt-Proof can be bought in ready-to-use 1-liter bottles, or it can also be bought in a concentrate should you have several drop-ins and fresh green centerpieces, and even your wreaths and swags that you display.